I'm going to tell you 3 stories about how to thrive in chaos. These are stories of myself and my friend. You will learn principles, rules of chaos, and it'll empower you to find freedom in whatever you do, in whatever situation. People keep telling me that the world is chaotic or the world sucks, that the political climate or the market or the industry. People complain about global situations like I can't ask for more money because I live in this neighborhood where nobody is spending money because the economy is like, people tell me all these things. I need to stay optimistic. Here's the way that I do it. If a friend comes to me and says, girls only like guys with fancy cars, then I say, if that's completely true, then go get a fancy car. Let's play the game. However, I don't believe that. So I don't have a fancy car and I have a wife, and it worked. During COVID, everything was shutting down. All the shows, meetings, and holiday celebrations were shutting down, and performers were confused about what to do. And do we charge a lot less because it's on a screen? Most performers were bummed out that they couldn't perform live. They thought that they had less to offer when they were performing on Zoom. I charged more for a gig. Then my next gig on Zoom, I charged more than that. Then the next one on Zoom, I charged more than that. They had the opportunity to hire many different hosts and they could do it for, I talked to them about it and figured out what was really important to them. It was really important for the staff to feel celebrated and for it to feel like a production, an amazing experience for everybody. There was a true gift to them, not dragging them into a Zoom meeting, but a real entertainment thing. I proposed I could host it the way they wanted it, or put it all together, put in music, sound effects, and make sure it was secure, have somebody do the graphic design, make sure the graphics were good and aligned with the brand. So the chaotic environment was Zoom, and people didn't know where to get something better to happen on Zoom. So I was able to tap into that and make the most of it. By offering them this better thing, understanding who they were, understanding who I was and what resources I had, I was able to get paid well. We had an amazing experience where I was transformational to the company and they hired me to do a similar thing. The second story, I was asked to do a live gig and it seemed outside of my wheelhouse, weird and crazy and really cool. I just blurted out a low price because I didn't want to lose the gig. I felt thrown into chaos, being put in this situation where I didn't really know what was going on. And I was trying to deal with it as fast as possible. So I blurted out a price. They were like, yeah, sure, definitely. And luckily, I had a manager that helped me renegotiate it after I'd already agreed to a big staff party, and they needed really good quality. I didn't listen to them, and I didn't ask for the right amount of money. The manager was able to give me a little bit more, but not really at the level that was appropriate. That was a total failure in dealing with the chaos in my life. The third story is a friend wanted to figure out other ways to make money. We talked and I was like, you're really good at producing videos. Why don't we set you up as a production company that can produce really fun, engaging videos with small budgets? We looked at the work we had done, built a website and created a reel. A customer asked him immediately for him to work for him. But he asked him for a weird thing. He asked him for a thing that wasn't in his wheelhouse, social media stuff. We got on the call and we thought, this is something we can do, not social media management, but something better for him. Got that money, got to do amazing, fulfilling work, and we just took action on it. So what I've learned, 3 rules of chaos is constant. We don't know the truth of everything. We're not completely reasonable, logical, and we don't have a clear perspective on everything. We have a very limited perspective. The chaos is always happening. And if we feel like, oh, this is really chaotic, oh, the floor just dropped out from under me, oh, the situation just got sucky, really, we are hurling through space. We don't know what's going on. If I can come back to that place and realize the chaos is constant, then it gives me power and grounds me. And it gives me hope that if I've dealt with chaos before, then I can do a show for a Fortune 500 company. I'm experiencing chaos is shared. If we feel like we're in chaos, we feel like other people are dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, a lot of people are dealing with things. If we feel that the economy sucks and that we don't know what to do to get the most out of life, that's what somebody else is doing too. Even though it seems like budgets are shrinking because the economy sucks, that's not necessarily true. Budgets are changing. The way that people divide up their money changes. People are still spending money. People still have needs. And if we can acknowledge the shared chaos, then we know that like the signals we're getting from the world mean kind of nothing, and we can still move forward. Then the last one is equal housing lender. My friend said, out of chaos, anybody can thrive. Anybody can rise. Anybody can win. And that's why certain politicians, certain terrorists, all the different people, influencers, entertainers, even in a show, stir up a certain kind of chaos. We take the foundation away from people a little bit in the audience so that we are equal, so that we have the capability to lead them. Just coming into a theater is a weird situation for most people, but that's our house. So it's easy and we're in control. That's why a politician will create chaos just to make noise and make things weird. Then they can rise up out of that because they take action and move forward. If we can stay positive, hopeful, and energetic in these situations, we can win in chaos. All these other performers that we know aren't selling tickets. That isn't a sign that we won't sell tickets. That is a sign that we can do something different. So here are the 3 steps. First, get local. Instead of thinking about the global, thinking about everybody, thinking about COVID ruining everything, thinking about how everybody prices things. Instead of thinking about all that stuff, we think about local. Who am I? Just shut it out. We're taking inventory, and then you know what resources you have: money, time, energy, network, possessions, skills. You put it all together. You're also taking inventory of the people you're working with. He knew this person that wanted to hire him, and he could take inventory by talking to him and understanding the situation. Once he knew the situation of himself and the situation of the collaborator, then he could come up with a solution that serves everybody. Then prepare. So we put together his website and he put together his career and his skills and all that stuff. The website was important because it showed the value of what he could do. It prepared him for that. He might have been able to do it with just a reel, but most people are looking for a website. A website helps us to control the narrative of what we're doing instead of somebody going to Instagram and trying to judge subjectively through your photos and how many followers you have. And the latest post is valid. And if you are active on a website, you can control. That was a good thing for him, was that he was able to control the narrative of what it is. Instead of linking out to a whole bunch of stuff, he could tell the story and help his customers know what was going on. I've made a bunch of websites for myself over the years, and I've made a bunch for different people, and that's what it's good for. Then after you prepare, be active, take action. He took action in really connecting with the guy, really understanding, having a long talk and talking through it. I was there and guiding the conversation. We worked together, put together a proposal for the guy, and that was taking action. That was like trying to figure out an actual solution that would save the guy money and get him the results that he wanted. We need to get local in order to get the hope, take inventory, to build trust and prepare and gain trust from our customers. Being ready means we don't have to do a bunch of selling. This is how to succeed in chaos. When there's chaos, everybody's equal. With the Zoom thing, for example, I was equal to everybody else because nobody knew how to deal with Zoom. I had the opportunity to do something better. I just want to let you know that ignore those signals from the world. Boost yourself up. Feel awesome. Go for it. You're doing something beautiful and you have a beautiful heart.